Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform, our platform to become your spiritual server. And in this video, I just kind of wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about the transition of the Sun in Leo moving into Virgo. The time I'll be making this, it is 3:53 p.m. The Sun is right here at the last degree of Leo. It will shift into Virgo right after midnight, essentially here, at least in the eastern, at least on the eastern coast of the United States. It'll shift there like around 12:05 a.m. So right at midnight. So that means if you're on the west half of the United States, it'll still be on the 22nd when the Sun shifts into Virgo officially. I just wanted to talk about this transition and really what we all have learned this Leo season. You know, this has been an incredibly powerful Leo season. We've had the major eclipse, which was a little more than a week ago now, that really just completely shifted just our overall direction in life, where we're heading, and really sought to align us more with our heart's desires, what our hearts want. But now, on this final day, we can really definitely start to feel that some of the pressure is being released, but simultaneously some pressure is being placed on us. What I mean by that is that planets are starting to come off their retrograde now, right? We have Mercury, which has just come off its retrograde and it's moving forward. We have Mars, which will be moving forward on Monday. And planets are going to start to slowly come back online. So you're slowly going to start to feel better, more and more better as this year progresses. You're going to start to feel more and more capable. Your strength is going to be really start to return. For those of you who have a lot of retrograde planets in your natal chart, this time was probably kind of, it might have had like a sort of nostalgic feel to it. It may not have impacted you as much as someone who has, like, say, no retrograde planets, such as myself. Although I did learn over the past week that my natal Mercury was technically in the shadow zone in Sagittarius. I actually discovered that about within the past week, so I thought that was kind of interesting. But you know, for those of you who, like I said, who have a lot of retrograde planets, this might have been a rather nostalgic type. Excuse me. But this Leo season, at the time of me making this, the moon is actually at 19 degrees of Capricorn. So it's actually conjuncting Pluto as we speak. This is us emotionally trying to really feel into this deep transformation that we're all going through. And it's a deep transformation. It's a transformation of our culture, our traditions, in many ways our values that have been perpetuated into particular dogmas or ideologies or laws even, you know. Because that's where all these laws and stuff come from, right? They come from our values and the worth that we feel in Taurus. And as it progresses throughout the chart, and once it hits Capricorn, they become established laws, established rules and regulations. Of course, like I said, they have their root in the values. But with the moon conjuncting Pluto here, and of course Saturn is here, and of course Mars is here, we are really reworking this area of our life and of our society. Rules, regulations. Right now, we still have the North Node in Leo, and we do have Mercury here as well. In fact, Mercury is beginning to make its square over to Jupiter. And it's also beginning to sextile Venus and Libra, too. So there's definitely some energies that is wanting us to open up to the possibilities of these deeper dreams and these deeper desires that Jupiter is wanting us to unlock, right? This was a very pivotal Leo season. Of course, last year we had the Great American Eclipse in Leo, which happened around these degrees. I believe it was around 28 degrees, actually. So it's interesting how we have kind of come back full circle from those energies, and kind of put the stamp on that to see what that was going to reveal. That was a really big manifesting solar eclipse. This recent one that we just had is where we are going to take action on that manifestation. In the years that follows, until we come back to this spot again in Leo, is really the results of the actions that we have taken based off of what our hearts want, based off of the courage that we feel, based off of the passion that we feel in our day-to-day life. Whether we feel the love, or whether we radiate the love, whether we love for love's sake. This Leo season taught us to love for love's sake alone. And I firmly believe that that's all Leos are here to do. If you happen to have especially if you have your sun in Leo, if you have your moon there, your rising there, you feel it too. But especially if you have your sun there, because the sun represents awareness of what you shine light on. Leos are here to love for love's sake alone. That's it. To love for love's sake alone. And each and every one of us got a piece of that wisdom this Leo season. Why? Because we had 7 retrograde energies during this Leo season. 7. What did we have? We had Mars, Chiron, which is technically not a planet, but we'll count it. So Mars, Chiron, Neptune, Mercury. We had Pluto. We had Saturn. And we had Uranus. They're going to start to come back online now. The only one that came back online during this transit was Mercury. So this means that we had to open up the communication to our hearts. And it's perfect that this is happening right before. It's perfect that it's happening right before we shift into Virgo season, because we really had to go through this period where we had to review our thought process. We had to review how we thought about love, our ideologies towards love. We had to review that. There's a reason why it's the only one going direct before this, before the full moon, actually, and before, the sun shifts into Virgo. Because Mars is still retrograde. That's the next one that's going to go direct, but it comes direct after this shift into Virgo and after the full moon in Pisces that we're going to have on Sunday. There is a divine reason for this. It's because anytime my planet is turned inward, I like to think of it as us going into a review period. But I also like to think of it as any actions or any type of events that happen regarding that energy while it's in retrograde is really God orchestrating everything. And we do have free will, but God does like to cheat sometimes. God does like to, stick his foot in it and, work things out to where we may not be able to see why things are happening. But God, as source, is very intelligent. And it does things for us. And all we have to do is show up. So this whole retrograde season, we literally have to learn to show up. So the fact that Mars is still going to be retrograde heading into Virgo season means that there are things that we are going to become and things that are going to be physically manifested that is destiny. That's a part of destiny. That's a part of our karma. And that is really, in many ways, orchestrated by the divine. Now, we will have a bit of our free will, of course. Of course we will. But there are some things that come down to where it's just that things that are going to be manifested, actions that you are going to take, it is in line with the heart. It is in line with the heart. And in fact, it even has to do more like, it even goes a bit into that Virgo energy. So this is a really important point where, yes, we actually have the choice. That's the interesting thing about this, is that each and every one of us has been connected back to our heart, has been connected back to the center of our being in a very profound way. But now we are being given a choice on whether or not to act on that. Now, your actions, I want to just say this because it is retrograde during this transition period. And of course, before this, it comes after this full moon that we have in Pisces, when Mars officially goes forward. And we can start to feel better again about our actions, actually feel like we're the ones acting and not being a puppet on a string, so to speak. Because in many ways, it's kind of what we are right now. We're kind of puppets on a string. So we had to just kind of go with the flow. And some people don't like that. Having all these retrograde planets is hell for people who want to stay in control. Anybody who likes to control and strict parameters right now it has been hell for them, because with all these energies retrograde, with all of this energy coming in with such a great influx about the heart and about unconditional love, it's been tough because some people aren't really ready to accept that yet. Some people like their control, and everyone likes a sense of control. We all have Capricorn energy, right? But some people have had it harder than others. It's been harder for them to get into their hearts. But the thing is that each and every single being on this planet has had their heart opened to Source, to the divine. Now is a powerful moment. This Leo season was a powerful moment on whether or not we choose to close that connection to our heart, to close off that compassion to other people. We actually can make the mental choice of whether or not to stay open, to radiate love, to stay in that positivity, that creativity, that passion, that joy, that uncomplicated joy, that unapologetically, on that unapologetical authenticity, or whether we close ourselves off and try to be something that we're not, say things that we don't really mean. But we have to keep perpetuating that story because we have to maintain a certain status quo, a certain way of being, a certain image, right? We have to stay in the limelight somehow. And this persona that we've created for ourselves, because Leo is very much so about ego as well, but this persona that we've created for ourselves has to remain a certain way. And it's almost like we have to perpetuate this machine because that's all we know, and because we're afraid that if we don't keep perpetuating this machine, that we will no longer be accepted by our beautiful brothers and sisters. That's why Mars is in Capricorn during all this, because it's talking about taking your actions to the highest place of integrity and serving from that place. That's why it retrograded from the sign of service in Aquarius back into Capricorn, because it's making sure that our actions are in line with that higher sense of purpose and that we are living our lives in integrity. This transition from the Sun in Leo, which it likes to be in Leo, and now it's going to go into Virgo, which means that we want to know the facts, we want to know the details, we want to have our ducks in a row. For the first several days of this Virgo transit, it's not really going to feel like Virgo. It's going to feel more like Pisces energy, and Virgo is opposite of Pisces, right? But it's going to feel more dreamy because we are really being given a great opportunity to step into our true selves and to express from that place, to step into our hearts, building up to this full moon in Pisces, which is calling us. And I'll be making a video about this later. In fact, I created a live event. I will be going live for the full moon on Saturday morning at 10 a.m., which is a nice treat because I normally work Saturday morning, but my schedule got flipped around, so I'm working all day Friday instead of all day Saturday, which works out for me. But I'll be available actually to make a video on Saturday morning, and that's what I'm going to do. At 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be going live for the full moon, which is calling us to really believe in magic and to know that the greatest magic trick of all time is actually no secret. It's not a secret, but they like to make you think it's a secret. We'll talk more about that later. But Mars will still be retrograde during this, which means that our actions are being orchestrated by the divine. It is fate. It is destiny. And some people don't like that, because some people want to have complete control. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have control. And in fact, we will eventually evolve to the point where we will literally be cognizant of all of the different processes our body goes through. Because if you really think about it, Virgo, it rules health. In many ways, it does rule aspects of the body, right? So one day, we will actually be able to pinpoint certain diseases or discomforts within the body. Some people can already do this, and we'll be able to accurately diagnose the issues ourselves and we'll be able to target them energetically and heal ourselves. We'll be aware of all of the different processes of the body. But we're not there yet. Our bodies still have to evolve and become accustomed to the new energies. What's happening is that we're getting software updates, consistent software updates. In fact, anytime any planet shifts a sign, it's a software update. But especially when the sun shifts into a new sign, that's a software update to our awareness, to our light, to our hearts. And the heart is the center of our being. So anytime the sun shifts, there's a software update. This software update, we're going into Virgo, is a software update about cleaning out residual junk and this residual thought process that magic isn't real. Because if you think about it, Mercury also does rule Virgo as well. So this does have to do with our thoughts. And it's interesting how Mercury co-rules Virgo. I say co-rules, but it rules Virgo, but it's a planet of mind and communication. So think about the power of the mind and how it relates to the body and how it relates to physical manifestation. So with Mercury going forward now, this is going to be powerful because Mercury's still going to be in Leo. So we're still going to be communicating from our heart space. And if we can connect those thoughts and manifest from that spot once the sun goes into Virgo, we will find ourselves manifesting more abundance, peace, happiness, and an overall sense of well-being, especially physically. This will be a time where loving yourself, like really loving yourself every day, is actually going to have physical benefits. You're going to start to feel better, more energized, especially when Mars comes direct. That actually self-love and self-care is actually going to give you more energy. You're going to be feeling more positive overall. Affirmations will become very powerful because, Mercury is a sign of communication. And since Virgo is an earth sign dealing with health in the body and service to other people, how about serving yourself with positive affirmations? How about serving yourself with a saying every day that I am love, I am worthy, I am able, I will move forward today, regardless of what happens, regardless of what challenges may arise. I move forward today. I am proud of myself. I love myself forevermore. You can just come up with an affirmation and just watch your life over the next 30 days transform simply by voicing out to the universe that you believe in magic, that you believe in yourself, that you believe that you are worthy, and that you definitely, absolutely can shift your vibration in a powerful, positive way. This Sun in Leo reconnected us back to our heart. Now it's going to be up to us to continue to carry that torch into Virgo season and to really act on it, to really voice it out into the universe. Virgo is going to want to perfect things, and it's going to be tough because perfection is hard to meet. In many ways, it can't be met. So this is going to be a time of also great surrender to the universe, a great surrender to magic. Because while the sun is in Virgo, that means that the 7th house is going to become Pisces, right? It's going to be opposing this Pisces energy, which is going to be like the 7th house of this area. So this is talking about relationships. This is going to be about establishing a relationship with the divine based off of what's in your heart, based off of the integrity of your heart, the integrity of your decisions. And we have to think about it, when the sun shifts into Virgo, there's going to be no energies here. And we haven't had any energies in Virgo, really, since, Venus was in there, if Venus went into Libra, August 6th, and then, the moon has been transiting there, but the moon hasn't been there since the 14th. And other than those, we haven't had much Virgo energy, other than the moon and other than Venus. I guess I can look back to see when the North Node was there. But we haven't had much Virgo energy. So this is actually a very unique opportunity where we're kind of being given a clean slate here, actually. We're being given a clean slate. I almost like to think of it as we're being given a blank canvas. And God, Goddess, the universe, source perspective is asking us, Starchild, paint. Paint. Just paint. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because some people are going to be very, very particular about it. They're going to be going into the fine little details and trying to get every little detail correct. Some people are just going to be splattering their paint. Some people are going to be very abstract with this. Some people are going to do realistic paintings. Some people are going to be very out there crazy. Some people are going to be surrealist. Whatever really floats your boat, whatever feels good to you in your heart. And spend as much time on the painting as you want. If you want to get super, super detailed, go ahead. The Sun in Virgo actually will help you during this time. But know that you can't screw this up, no matter how hard you try. And believe me, people are trying hard to screw this up. But still, even still with our screw-ups, even still with these flaws that we supposedly have, doubts, fears that don't really exist, and fear is a program, right? Despite all of this, we are still not forsaken. Each of us still has a heart. And we can place our hands on our heart and smile. Even if there's darkness in that heart. Even if there's darkness in that heart. You can still place your hands on your heart and smile. Even bad guys love something. Right? This is not about us judging other people. No, we're not the ones to judge. This is about us finding a deeper sense of peace, harmony, and connection to our heart. Therefore, connection to each and every one of our fellow star children out here, because we are all star children. We are all stars. It's a powerful shifting moment. I want to just read for you all real quickly the 29th and 30th degree of Leo, which also goes into Virgo. From this book, Inside the Degrees, which is an incredible resource. And then I'm going to draw a card for each of the signs as well. So, let's read this. Leo, 29 degrees, a broken sword. Consecration to a higher power. The giving over of the personal will, the marvel of root change. Coming to the end of your own path, and it is just the beginning of the greater way. The heart must open. The infinite must be born inside. The destiny necessity is there. So much karmic backlog. So many ways to be right and to be wrong. The realization in the very midst that there is nobody listening to the old tale, and everybody is awaiting somebody else to come through. What has been finished? What has been is finished. What shall be is so very different. And what is now is a question and a prayer and a destiny that must find its redemption. That's 29. Here's Leo, 30 degrees, or Virgo, 0 degrees. A woman sprinkling rose water in the four corners of a room. Doing inner work in an outer world, precipitating limitless spirit into dense matter, working within higher laws, tapping the source spring of existence. You are powerfully motivated to extend the range of the inner brightness into absolutely every facet of existence. So intensely purposive that you push forward over every edge to achieve astounding things. You specialize in turnarounds, great shifts, personally and collectively. A vision burns through. You know that if you extend yourself just another notch further, the victory will be won. A knack for staying in there till something gives. A greater center of selfhood endows you with a central life radiance of unsurpassed glory. However, you tuck infinities away and appear as whatever is called for. And if your essence spark shines through, it is incidental to the great design of bringing heaven to earth and being the one who makes that possible, selflessly and joyously and serenely. Very poetic, and honestly, there's nothing really else I need to say there. There really isn't. So poetic. That's why I freaking love this thing. I really do. I'm going to draw cards for each of the signs. Before I do that, I do want to draw a Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. And this will be for all the signs. This is for everyone. So this will be, and it's just a general energetic reading for the sun shifting into Virgo and for the last day of Leo season. We also have to remember, guys, the next time that the sun comes into this spot, the North Node will not be there. The North Node will not be there. We have two cards. We have the card of change. I literally saw this vibration this morning upon waking up. I actually saw it on my wall. It was very interesting. It was like an in-between state, almost sort of between like a dream and an astral projection. We also have integration. So we literally are integrating this change, guys. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. And with integration, we have the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing that we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in balanced symphony of life. The numbers are 30 and 12. That eclipse that we had recently was actually at 18 degrees. 18 plus 12 is 30. Anyways, we are integrating that solar eclipse. Let's get on to this. Integrating the change. Aries, the energy that you are bringing with you into Virgo season and what you are going to learn this Virgo season. Aries. Let's see what we have for you, Aries. Aries, we actually have the sun. So you you are really just bringing your heart. Now this is going into your 6th house. You are bringing your heart into everything that you do. You are considering your heart in everything that you do. You are considering your joy in everything that you do. This is going to contribute to a great change in your life. As you integrate your joy into your everyday life, you are going to be feeling more abundant, more at peace, and more like yourself, especially when Mars comes direct. Taurus. Taurus, the card that we have for you is Taurus. We have the Queen of Cups. So this can definitely deal with the water sign. It can deal with a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces, and this is the card of Scorpio, that you may be dealing with, and this person might help you to integrate this change. But Taurus, really what I see this as is that you need to become a motherly figure towards yourself and really show compassion for yourselves. And you're going to be carrying this into into Virgo season. This is for you, your 5th house. So this is really about you really caring for your heart in a very compassionate way. And by carrying this energy into Virgo season, you really are going to become a manifesting machine. But it all comes from whether or not you have compassion for yourself and allow yourself to change with the times. Gemini, the card that we have for you. Gemini, we also got the Queen of Cups. So similar to Taurus, Gemini, you are really going to be looking to have more compassion for yourself. For you, this is actually your 4th house. So you definitely are going to be feeling this, especially with your family. This is going to be a time, Gemini, where if you've had any type of rifts with family, make sure to just understand that they're going through this change just as you are. Even if they might not be necessarily into the same things that you are into, show compassion for these individuals. Show compassion for your family. And really, this is also about making sure that you set up an environment that makes you feel calm, peace, comfortable, and that reflects back to you, since you are the sign of the reflection, Gemini. Make sure that you create a environment around you in your home that reflects back to you the joy that you feel in your heart. Cancer, the card that we have for you. Cancer, the card that we have for you is actually the Ace of Cups in reverse. So I'm going to read it both reverse and upright. So when it's reversed, it means kind of like a retrograde planet. The energy is turned inward, and you're going through a review period. So for you, Cancer, you are reviewing your emotions right now. You are reviewing how you feel about your situation. You are revealing how you feel about your day-to-day life and reality. The way that you kind of come through this, the way that you kind of turn this upright, is by showing compassion, of course, for yourself and for other people, and really kind of just feeling the love. This is really going to be about you feeling the love. And for you, since this is going into your third house, this definitely is going to be dealing with people and others and communication. So you may not be necessarily feeling the love from other people, but you need to communicate this love to yourself primarily. And then you'll see it start to reflect in your outer world. And you'll start to see that compassion reflected in other people and the love that they have for you. Okay? Leo. Card that we have for you. I know y'all went through a major transformation. Leo, the card that we have for you is the Ten of Swords in reverse. So similar to Cancer as far as the down. So since this card is reversed, that means that this is kind of in a review period. So you are reviewing something that's coming to an end, or something that you know is coming to an end. This probably has to do with something that you once valued that no longer is providing you joy. And maybe it's something that provided you joy for quite a long time. Something that you really felt proud of. Something that you really, felt good about. But now, kind of engaging with this is no longer communicating back to you that joy. And for you, Leo, it's like, if it's not really igniting your heart, why even bother with it? But I think you've been kind of holding on to this because you are afraid to let go of it. You are afraid of change. You are a fixed fire sign, Leo. But I think it's really by letting go of this that something's going to come into your life that's really going to make you feel the fire and the passion again. So don't be afraid to let go. And don't be afraid to embrace a new set of values that really does resonate with what your heart really desires. Virgo. Virgo, the card that we have for you, we actually have the Page of Cups in reverse. So there could be a water sign in your life, Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces, which is probably a Pisces, that is probably going to try and, I'm going to say that this is really just the Pisces energy. And since, the sun's going to be coming into your sign, and Neptune, of course, has been opposing you for quite a while, this person or this energy is going to want you to kind of feel the magic and feel romantic and kind of want you to be a little bit idealistic. But you're going to be like, no, I can't. I got to get my ducks in a row. I got to get everything in order, because if I don't get everything in order, it won't be perfect and things aren't going to work out. I think you really need to kind of come out of your head a bit and come back into your heart. The sun does represent the heart. So even though it's coming into your sign and you are very much so a cerebral person, in a practical way, this is also asking you, this energy of the Page of Cups is really asking you to chill out a bit, smell the roses, go swim in the ocean, and relax into this moment, relax into this serenity, relax into this beauty right now. You don't necessarily have to force anything right now. The Page of Cups, the only thing that he tries to force is trying to woo the person that he or she is trying to, win their heart, So right now, focus on wooing yourself. Take yourself out on a date. Treat yourself to something nice. Treat yourself to a nice movie night with champagne and chocolate. So whatever it is that you do, doesn't matter. Maybe you want to treat yourself to some macaroni and cheese. And who cares what anyone thinks? If people are like, oh, macaroni and cheese is not good for you, but you love macaroni and cheese, treat yourself to some damn mac and cheese, all right? All right. Libra. The card that we have for you is Libra. We have the Lovers. Oh, snap. Some of y'all are going to find love. Some of you are going to find karmic partners if you haven't already. And it's interesting because I've been telling a lot of people who are single to kind of hold off on the relationship thing until Venus goes direct in their sign, and Libra later on this year. It will come into Scorpio, then it'll retrograde back into Libra, and then go forward. But Libra, some of you guys, this is going to be fate. This is your 12th house. This is fate. Some of you guys are going to meet your twin flames, your soulmate. This is something that you can't help. You're going to fall head over heels in love, and you might be wondering about it because maybe there was someone in the past that you gave your heart to, you gave your all to them, and they stepped on your heart, and now it's like, I'm going to focus on me. But someone's going to step into your life that's really going to make your heart flutter, and I'm sorry, there's nothing you can do about this. This person is going to have a magical effect on you. Very magnetic, very karmic, and, yeah, you definitely, and I think if anything, Libra, of all the signs, if you happen to be single Libra, go for it. I would say go for it. Even though Venus will retrograde back into your sign, whatever karma that you have with this individual will be settled during that moment. Whatever type of weird contract, it'll get settled during that time, which will actually make the rest of your relationship with this individual, this could be the one. It really could be. But maybe you have to settle just a little bit of thing. It's almost like you'll be tying up loose ends from a past lifetime. But that's actually going to allow you both to move forward in a very powerful and positive way this lifetime. Maybe you weren't able to do what you wanted to do with this person. This could be someone that it would have been taboo for you to marry them or be with them in a past life. Maybe you guys were opposite races and stuff like that. But now that you're meeting this person, this is going to be super karmic. So have fun with that, Libra. Scorpio, the card that we have for you. It just popped out. Okay. We have two cards, actually. We have the Eight of Wands, and we also have the Three of Cups. So acceleration of energy in the Three of Cups is speaking to, it's a celebration. Things moving forward really fast, and some type of celebration with individuals. This makes perfect sense because this is going to be your 11th house. So, Scorpio, your social network is about to expand really fast and really quickly. And you're going to really start to feel good about it. You're going to meet new friends, new partners, new business partners, new colleagues. And you're really going to be feeling like you're finding your tribe. But your network is really going to expand quickly. You're going to be taking quick action that allows it to do so. And you're going to start to really have a much more involved social life, Scorpio. Sagittarius, Swagitarius, the card that we have for you. We also have the Ten of Swords, but for you it's upright. So Sagittarius, seeing as this is your 10th house, has to do with, career legacy and what you're trying to climb. So there's something coming to an end. I actually feel like what this is that those swords are people's worries, doubts, fears that have been projected on you, and you're sitting on the ground, or that could be your dream laying on the ground of what you want to do in your life, and you have to realize that those swords don't exist. Those swords don't exist. They only exist if you allow them to. So if people have been, and you might have done to yourself, you might have projected certain thoughts and frequencies towards your dream, and you might feel like your dream is dead. But your dream is not dead. You actually can achieve it, but it requires an altering of your perception. Okay, Sag? Capricorn. Capricorn, the card that we have for you is... Oh wow, look at this. We have the Death card that just kind of flipped over. This is the death of an old belief. This is the death of an old belief. And this death of an old belief is going to dramatically shift your everyday reality. There is a belief that you've been holding on to that has kept you stagnant in your day-to-day reality, has not really allowed you to climb as fast as you want to. Of course, it's hard to do that because Pluto is in your sign. So this is the card of Scorpio. So you are going through a deep transformation right now. So forgive yourself for not being where you thought you were going to be, but also have the courage to release any type of behaviors or to release any type of beliefs that hold you back from creating a daily reality that's more in tune with your heart, that's more in tune with this change. that we're carrying into Virgo season, okay? Aquarius. 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 The card that we have for you is what? What do we have for my aquas? We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So this can be dealing with a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius such as yourself. This is turned internal, so that means that you're going through some type of review period as it comes to communicating what you want and really enacting on it. The Queen of Swords is a take no prisoners kind of energy, but since it's reversed, it's almost going to be like you've been asking yourself, can I really do that? Can I really go for what I want? This is your 8th house, so this has to deal with an incredible, transformation for you. So in many ways, you have to really, this is about trusting yourself. This is about trusting God, Goddess, and this is even about trusting other people because, you are, of course, a sign of the people, so you do want to trust people, but sometimes this is the reason why you emotionally detach, because sometimes you feel like you can't trust others. But this is really about trusting yourself to find people that you can trust. Because I'm telling you, having someone that you really can trust and rely on, that's an incredible gift. That's a blessing. And we all can have it. We all do have it. But sometimes, we don't trust each other because we hurt each other. But being able to find someone that we can trust in and confide in, that's a blessing. You're going to be looking for that. But in order for you to do that, you have to be able to trust yourself first. That's how you're going to find other people to trust in. And Pisces, the card that we have for you. Pisces, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. So this is going into your 7th house. You're being offered a great opportunity to establish a relationship with the divine in your everyday life that is magical, beautiful, dreamy, just like you like it. But you're wondering whether or not you should take the offer, the Four of Cups. And normally that's even like the way it is, like when it's upright. But when it's in reverse, you are really in deep contemplation about it. It's like you can't even see the cup being offered to you. This is the way that you really flip this around, and then you accept the cup, is to realize that, hey, you have these 3 cups here, which means that you probably had a celebration or a party, But now you're really trying to find a reason in your everyday life to celebrate love, to celebrate the divine. This is about you establishing a relationship with the divine aspects of everyday life, everyday reality. The way that you do that is by integrating your joy into every day. Some point in the day to integrate your joy. If there's something that you enjoy doing, put it in your day. Do something involved with it. Integrate it. And you will really begin to see a reason to celebrate every single day. That doesn't mean that you have to necessarily drink margaritas every day or whatever it is that you do or partake, whatever. I'm not necessarily condoning that. If you must, you must, and that's cool. It's your prerogative. But find a reason to celebrate every day. That's what this is about. Find a reason to celebrate every day. The divine is offering you that, Pisces. Remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, this is about us carrying our heart's intentions into the sign of Virgo and actually becoming it, manifesting it, integrating this change, and really moving forward in a powerful way so that when we wake up every single day, we place our hands on our hearts and we smile. We will be appreciative for having another opportunity to embrace our joy, to embrace our happiness, to embrace our heart, the center of our being. That love, that passion, that divinity. That is it for your reading today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I promise I will get back to just the regular daily readings probably next week. I am off tomorrow as well, but I will be making videos. I'm probably either going to go ahead and start on the September videos for the horoscopes, or I'll do some other planned video because I have a list of videos that I've been wanting to make. I probably will make something about the Mars retrograde actually. But anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed your Leo season, and I hope you all have a very abundant and prosperous harvest season in Virgo. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.